Let's quickly sum up the life of an inventor here. Basically, everybody thinks you're weird, you just invent stuff, you help everybody, and despite helping everybody, you end up living alone. You pretty much invent the entire world, and then you die a poor broke man. And as soon as you die, all your stuff becomes big, and suddenly everybody cares about you. And I tell you, just like Vincent Van Gogh, you find one true love in life, and that's the only person that'll ever do for you. And then you spend your entire life doing your projects, thinking about spending time with your person, even though you never can. And you just suffer in silence while everybody thinks you're an idiot. And that's just the way it goes. I mean, that's the way it is. You find that one true love and you never ever get over it. And while you're doing your projects, they just dominate your thinking, and you just can't get away from the thought of them. I'm talking about standing here by yourself, building stuff, while the world moves on without you. I'll tell you, I don't go to restaurants, I don't go to parks, I just don't go anywhere. Well, last time I went to a restaurant, I spent the entire night in tears. Because I see all those people with their special person, and I don't have mine. And I basically go home and cry my eyes out all night long about it. Same thing when I go to a park. If I see all the people with their special person, and they're having the time of their lives together, I think I don't have mine, or anybody to spend my time with. I go home and just cry my eyes out, so I don't go camping, I don't go anywhere like that anymore. There's a social environment. I tell you what, you see people walking by with their special friend, and then you realize you don't have yours, and it just makes you cry your eyes out. I mean, it is terrible. I mean, just be my friend, say hi or something. That's all I'm asking you. You know how tough this is. I tell you what, I had a crush when I was in school. I had a crush on this girl for like 5 years. We go away for summer break, and I come back, and my crush was no longer going to the school I was at. And I tell you, seeing my crush every day was the only way I got away from the bullies and everything, and all the problems I had with autism. And I go to school, and I don't see her anymore. And I have nightmares about that. I've had nightmares about that ever since. And that was like almost 25 years ago. About 25 years ago. And suddenly I'm here with my new crush. 16 years after it started. And I haven't spoken to her in 6 years. Tell you what, it took me from the time I was in the mid-90s till what? Maybe about 2006, 7, 8, something like that. And that's how it happened. I still think about my first crush that I had for 5 years. I still think about it every day. I miss that person. I don't know where she went. I tell you what, that year in school was the most saddest time of my life. Because I did not have my person to see. And I'm kicking myself in the ass for not saying anything to her. 5 years I had a crush on her, and come back from summer break and she's nowhere to be found. I mean, you have no idea the feeling of loss and emptiness you get from something like that. So I just sit here doing my projects. I tell you what, it tears you apart. And I tell you what, the issue of my crush was not fun, because I had problems with bullies and all kinds of things in my life. And going to my crush's Facebook page was the only way I could get away from it. And I tell you, when I got blocked, I lost my only escape from my problems. I tore myself up for about a year over that. I mean, autism is not fun. I mean, you tear yourself to pieces over stuff like that. I don't want to admit it, but I had about 6 broken noses from dealing with that pain. I mean, you just tear yourself up over it. So I got the loss of both my crushes tearing me apart. Plus, I also got the thought that there was one girl that actually liked me back. And I didn't go and talk to her because I was focused on my current crush. And there was one person I could spend the rest of my life with. And I lost him because I was focused on that person. I mean, you have no idea how bad this tears you up. So, we're down here in my basement just looking at my projects. Tell you what, I'm going to be the man that builds a modern world, I can tell you right now. I mean, I apologize to my crush. I wish this would have never happened. I mean, I don't know what to do. Every once in a while I speak about this, and everybody's like, just leave her alone. Well, how could I when I barely said a word to her? I mean, you have no idea what it's like being beaten on by bullies for 25 years. And you say 2 words to your crush, and suddenly they act like you're bugging them. I barely said a word. I mean, I've hardly spoken a word to her in like 5 or 6 years. I'll tell you, I look at that calendar, so that's 2020. I tell you, you better sit back and enjoy 2020, because that's going to say 2030 before you know it. I hate to say it, 10 years are going to fly by. That's nothing. So, you know what? Well, I think you know how I feel about all this. I have a heart attack or something, which I had a stroke a few weeks ago, or like last year. And I tell you what, if I die of a heart attack suddenly, make sure my crush gets everything these inventions earn. Seriously. I tell you, telling me how I'm such a bad person.